Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us here. You probably were all at the main stage, but thank you for joining us to learn more about Amazon supply chain innovations. My name is Nadia Dalla, and I'm the Director and General Manager of Supply Chain by Amazon.
And my name is Hernan Cini. I'm a Director for Logistics Services for Amazon Global Logistics.
Thank you. And Hernan, before you walk off, can you believe it's been 1 year that we've announced Supply Chain by Amazon on stage?
Yes, I know. I mean, it's so fast. It
Yeah.
went so fast.
I know. By a show of hands, how many of you were here last year's Accelerate? About 25, 30% of you? Well, welcome back. And for those of you who are new, welcome. Make sure you spend some time taking a look around, and we'd love to chat with you throughout the week. So today we're going to talk a little bit about the progress that we've made across our Amazon Supply Chain by Amazon business and programs. Then Hernan's going to talk to you about the Amazon Global Logistics business. And then I'll take it back to talk about our Amazon Managed Service that we are in the process of dialing up for you. So it's really exciting. Then, of course, at the end of the session, we'll host some Q&A. To submit questions or vote on questions that were previously submitted, just use your in-app QR code to scan this one. Okay, before we get started though, I just want to take a moment to acknowledge the challenges that have been facing us in our global supply chain. So I think we've all learned to expect the unexpected. Last year, two of our crucial trade corridors, the Panama Canal and the Suez Canal, both underwent disruption that caused unexpected delays and bottlenecks. In addition, the geopolitical friction, the volatile pricing for freight, and ocean freight capacity challenges all added to the uncertainty of our businesses. It made me realize, after talking to a lot of sellers, both small and large, that it's important to have a supply chain partner that you trust in your corner. And also, since I started working on Supply Chain by Amazon, I realized that the integration of our services together will help navigate the complexity and the uncertainty that we're facing. So I wanted to start with that. But now let's talk about supply chain. For those of you who are already working in supply chain, you'll already know this. But for those of you who are maybe a little less familiar, I'll just really quickly walk through the product journey. So your product starts at your manufacturing facilities. So this may be anywhere in the world. That product will go through some form of domestic or global logistics to eventually get to likely some bulk storage. And then from that bulk storage, we'll deliver or distribute to whatever channel you might be selling on. Some of that product will go through fulfillment centers and then to delivery into the hands of customers wherever they may shop. So for a lot of you, this takes a lot of coordination, just working through multiple partners and platforms and software. A lot of it is poorly integrated. There's no transparency sometimes where your inventory is, which obviously can lead to costly stockouts. And sometimes even worse, your product is all stored in the wrong location, completely not where your customers are, which obviously is expensive too. So simply stated, it's far too complex. So I've been at Amazon 16 years, but over the last, 25-ish years, while working on a lot of our services individually, we thought, what if we could radically simplify and automate our services and integrate them together and just, provide these services more for sellers? And so this is where we came up with Supply Chain by Amazon, which we announced last year. So Supply Chain by Amazon is a set of services across our supply chain that provide a complete solution for your end-to-end journey of your product. You can use these services individually, like Steve, if you joined the keynote this morning, the seller I was talking to started with Amazon Global Logistics, now uses Amazon Warehousing and Distribution. So you can use them as individual services, or you can use it as a fully managed service over time, where Amazon manages it for you. So Supply Chain by Amazon leverages all the technology and the capabilities that Amazon's been developing to optimize your end-to-end supply chain and logistics, fulfillment, and your transportation options. And net, it helps to simplify the supply chain journey for you, helping you remain in stock while benefiting from the greater reliability of your product, greater visibility of where your product is, and faster speeds to get to your customer, and finally at lower costs. So we've been hard at work. You heard Piyush and Apurva, for those of you who watched the keynote this morning. So I'll go through a couple of progress points, and then I'll hand it over. So the first is massive growth in our global logistics business. So we now ship from 10 origin countries into 7 destination market segments. We've moved over 20,000 containers, I was going to say annually, but 20,000 containers just in the month of August alone. So Hernan will go much deeper into AGL, but this logistics footprint rivals the world's largest shipping carriers. Second, we've continued to improve the operational performance of our service. This is across transportation and in AWD, our bulk storage centers, which has reduced the processing capacity by 50% since launch in 2022. And we've been maintaining those low rates over time. So significant progress there. Third, we've integrated our transportation programs into our AWD. And this is where you get the seamlessness which you'll see of your product. Fourth, we've expanded the product selection that you can store in AWD to unlock more of your supply chain. So just this past year, we've enabled the ability to store shoes, large conveyable boxes, and expiry dated products, which just launched. So by the end of the year, you'll be able to store about 80% of your FBA inventory in AWD, which is pretty good. And then 5, we've made multi-channel distribution more robust. So for many of you who are new to selling on Amazon, you can use Amazon Supply Chain Services for your off-Amazon channels as well. And you can use our services to help you do that. So we spread inventory to tons of businesses, including 3P marketplaces, wholesalers, and distributors. Our analysis shows, actually, this is a good data point that we just pulled, that we can reduce our total inventory needs by 20% just by pooling inventory from 2 inventory pools down to 1. So that's a significant savings in your CapEx investment. 6th, obviously the work that we've been doing to improve efficiency. We can pass these savings on to you in the form of integrated rates. So when you use Amazon Managed Transportation into AWD, you get discounts on transportation, on storage, and on processing. So we've combined years of operational excellence and capabilities that we've built over the years at Amazon. We use our advanced technologies and our massive infrastructure to give you a complete global, ultimate global supply chain. It is still day one, though. We're in the early stage journey of integrating these. So this is what the vision will look like when it's all said and done. And we've integrated some of these pieces. So before I pass it to Hernan, I just wanted to make a plug for 3 programs that are really fundamental levers for this complete Supply Chain by Amazon solution. The first is the Partner Carrier Program, which is our domestic logistics programs. A lot of you guys use that now and know what I'm talking about. The second is AWD, our low-cost bulk warehousing. You can learn more about that. Julia's doing a session just like this next, I believe, or at 1. And then Send complements our AGL programs. It's our seller export and delivery programs, so for all your cross-border business. So now, Hernan, I'm going to pass it on to you, who's going to take us deeper into Amazon Global Logistics. Don't worry, no customs paperwork required.
Thank you, Nadia. And good morning again, everybody. Great progress in Supply Chain by Amazon, and we have so much more to share with you today. So let me get started on the next session. So for those that are not familiar with Amazon Global Logistics, we offer a cross-border logistics solution that enables you to ship directly to the Amazon fulfillment centers or to our storage distribution system, AWD. And we offer you full container load and less than container load shipping options. You can ship different speed, like fast ocean and standard ocean. And you can ship different size of goods, like whether they're regular size or oversized. And currently, the word is currently for now, we are shipping from China to US, Europe, and United Kingdom. in a typical year, we ship hundreds of thousands of containers, which means that you get to access our economy scale to leverage solutions for your supply chain needs. And as a matter of fact, many sellers are already using Amazon Global Logistics because of the benefits we can offer to you. To start, our integrated solution offers a one-stop shop, if you will say, from origin to deliver the Amazon facility of your choice, including custom clearance. We take care of each step along the way. And our sellers benefit from a fast and reliable shipping option with an Amazon fully owned operation. Our pricing is transparent, competitive, and all-inclusive. And finally, we provide you with choices of how to inbound, enable you to the right choice for your business needs. So let me click on talking about choices of inbounds on these topics. Today, you can ship with Amazon Global Logistics to the fulfillment centers, or you could ship to AWD. And when you ship to the fulfillment centers, you can leverage our Amazon Managed Placement product, AMP, or you could ship minimal shipment splits, which I will talk to this in a minute. And whatever the choice is to best serve you. So double clicking on shipping to the fulfillment centers, we recognize that one size fits all is not really what you need. So we give you different options for inbound. This is why this year, since March, we launched our Amazon Managed Placement solution and our minimal shipment split options. AMP is a carton level solution for qualified cartons that enable us to give you the inventory at origin. We'll take it to the United States, we inbound it in one location, and we do all the placement across the country for you, all for a flat fee. Our product includes other destination charges required for placement, so when you use AMP, you are not charged separately FBA inbound placement fees. It's all inclusive. And the other option, you can ship to one single location with our minimum shipment split product. And that you inbound in one location, and in that case, you pay the associated FBA placement fees, inbound placement fees. So whatever your choices are, you have two different ways to ship with us. Sellers are really low in AMP. Over 80% of the volume that we ship today is using the AMP product. Now, we know that sometimes selecting between these two options can be a bit confusing. So let me try to give you an example here to clarify how to choose between the two products. On this first example, this is the illustration for a 40-foot container that in this case is loaded with high-density units, as we call it. In this case, will be 25,000 units, for an example. And when you look at the cost of shipping plus inbound fees, comparing MSS with AMP, you can see that in this particular example, shipping with the AMP for high density is the most preferred solution. Now, on this next example, we have the same container that now has 4,000 units inside. And in this case, when you compare the FBA inbound placement fees plus the shipping fees, you can see that the minimum shipment split option is more economical for you. So whatever your choices are, we have you covered. Now, keep in mind these prices are only for illustration. As you know, this year, prices has been moving faster than the Kindercar roller coaster in New Jersey, right? So this is just a reference for you to have an idea of how to select the product. We also know that some of you have the needs or the preference to advance inventory and send it to a storage solution, and that's what AWD is so important, and Nadia explained it, offering a low-cost bulk storage with auto-replenishment to FBA or other channels, and we support both LCL and LCL and FCL shipping when you ship with AGL into AWD with a fully integrated solution that also benefits for integrated rates when you combine both of them. And sellers are really loving this. No surprise that AGL actually today ships a sizable part of all the inventory that comes into AWD. Now, another topic that we know is very important for you is speed and reliability. And we've been doing a lot of work in the past year, investing in our systems for planning and execution. These are the systems that enable us to match your shipments with the best route and basically capacity that we have feeding from the network conditions in Amazon. And with this, we can enhance our speed and reliability. In the first part of the year, we made great progress. In the first quarter, we doubled the accuracy of the promise that we provided to you at the time of booking, meaning that our promise was more accurate than ever. And in Q2, compared to last year, our transportation times improved by 13%. Now, progress sometimes is not made on a straight line, and as Nadia explained, this was a very challenging year in supply chain, or as I say, ships happens. ships, sorry. My Latin accent sometimes gets in the way. But ships happens, and we were not exempt from that. So we did have some challenges on the reliability that we are quickly addressing. But just as important, we are very confident looking ahead with all the new investments that are coming, we can very quickly return to our first part of the year performance and at the same time take this to the entire new level. Continue to invest on planning systems, but also on the systems that match supply with demand at the time of booking. So we can give you a much more accurate promise and make sure that we can keep that. So very excited what we have on this topic looking ahead. Let me take you to some of the feature enhancements that we've been doing in our shipping solution. This year, we launched a new tracking dashboard that provides 99% milestones accuracy, enables filtering, delay alerts, and the ability to download all the tracking data for you. We added 9 new customs milestones, so you know what's happening inside the customs journey for your shipment. And since we launched this feature, we have seen a 63% drop in contacts asking for shipment updates. So it's a great progress in this. We launched another feature that is called Pay What You Book, which basically does exactly that. You pay what you book when you ship your goods within 14 days. And I'm happy to tell you that we have a 99% accuracy between what we quote you and the invoice that you get at the end. Or in other words, no surprises, which I think in this business is very important. In addition, we greatly improved another pain point for our sellers by launching a self-service proof of delivery. So you can now easily access and download this document online. And I know this document is important for you to have it very quickly. Since we launched this feature, we have seen a 67% decrease in proof of delivery requests, saving you a lot of time and making it a lot more convenient to manage your shipments. Next, we launched single sign-on. So now sellers can access the Shipper Central bookings capabilities from the Seller Central account. Now, for those who are not familiar with our shipping options, today you can book with us in 2 different systems, Shipper Central and Seller Central. And Shipper Central has a more advanced logistics functionality, such as increased flexibility to create and edit bookings. You can consolidate shipments into a single booking, and you can even use all your default from previous bookings to pre-fill 95% of all the entries you need to do to complete the booking. So this is very convenient, and many sellers really like this. And now with single sign-on, you can also use your importer of record and your payment disbursement accounts automatically into Shipper Central. With all of this, we're simplifying the experience for you. And our plan for next year is to actually unify these 2 portals into a single booking engine. And single sign-on is a very important step on that journey. We also have been driving a lot of improvements on the custom space. Our Amazon Own integrated custom brokerage services has been working very diligently. In the past 12 months, we have launched an increasing popular entry type 86, here is known as T86, that in the United States enabled duty-free custom clearances for qualified shipments under $800 US. And in 2024, here's where we bring AI. You cannot go to presentation without AI. Our customs team has been working to introduce new Gen AI models that now can look at all your custom documentation and provide a harmonized tariff schedule classification for each one of the shipments. And so far, 50%, 49 to be precise, 49% of our shipments are going through this today with 90% accuracy. And there is a lot more coming on this space that I will talk later. So exciting progress in this space as well. For those that like to ship large items or oversized items, we have a combination of fully owned and third-party inbound processing centers with very enhanced connectivity to the final FC. And in the past, the past year, we developed the technology that enabled us to bring this technology to third-party buildings and receive your inventory there and distribute it to all these FCs from these buildings. And with that technology, we've been able to expand our network from 2 inbound processing centers in 2 ports to currently 7 inbound processing centers in 5 different ports. So expanding the network, adding more redundancy to meet the robust demand that we are seeing from all of you on the oversized items. And all of these providing great final placements to the cities because of the connectivity we have from these buildings. Next, we have been working on the systems that enable us to match the demand with supply at the time of booking. Our new solution, Capacity Aware Booking, provides real-time confirmation of your booking and increased reliability by generating more accurate delivery windows promises based on the expected time of departure for your shipment and the capacity that we have. At this time, we are testing this functionality with a few of our sellers, and we plan to start deploying this for all full container load shipments in a few months. So very excited on this. This is going to help us greatly improve reliability for the next year. And for those that were here last year, we told you at Accelerate that we were going to expand pickup services in China, and we did exactly that. Today, we offer both all-inclusive and chargeable services for pickup at origin, depending on the distance to the port. An all-inclusive service pickup is available in 8 cities, some of the largest cities connected to the largest ports in China, and we're going to continue to expand the all-inclusive pickup. Sellers love it, and 40% of all our LCL volume today are using our pickup services. So with all of that, let me take you back where I started. This is how our supply chain solution looks when you ship with AGL cross-border, all the way from the factory door to the Amazon destination of your choice, including custom clearances. We take care of each step along the way, and as you have seen this past year, we've been very busy improving each element of the supply chain on this integrated solution. And just to remind all of you on one of our core principles, we do this with a very competitive and all-inclusive pricing. And this pricing, in a way, works as a sort of insurance against potential disruptions that could happen in the supply chain. As when something happens, we basically take care of that cost. So let me give you a sample of how this works. Many of you are familiar this year with the tragic event that happened in Baltimore when the bridge collapsed. And unfortunately, our thoughts were with the people impacted. When we start looking at that, we also realized we have 370 containers that were on the way to Baltimore. Some were already on ships, and some were still waiting for departure in China. And our team very quickly started to rearrange that with the carriers. We look at alternative ports. Many of the containers went to Newark and other ports. We organized the tracking from Newark to Baltimore, bring it to AWD buildings and some of the FCs. And all of that at not one single extra dollar for our customer because of our integrated solution. It was not additional charges. And just as important, the sellers and our customers didn't have to pick up the phone to rearrange anything. We did all of that. So we just took care of the rearranging, all of that. All we had to tell them is this is your shipment, this is when it's going to arrive, and they have all the information on their fingerprint. So this is just one of the many examples of how our integrated solution helps you simplify your supply chain needs, not only when things go right, but also sometimes in this business as disruptions emerge. Okay, pause. A lot has been done in the past 12 months, as you can see, but we are not done yet. And today at Accelerate, we want to share with you some of the initiatives that are coming up just behind the horizon. First, we want to make sure that your shipping experience is as simple as possible, period. And this is why in 2025, we will completely redesign our onboarding process. So for those sellers that have not shipped with us yet, it will be much easier to complete the onboarding with minimal effort and support. And also, this is why in the coming months, we will complete online document management phase 1. What this means is that we are automating 75% of the documents that are required for cross-border shipping. So we'll take the information only once, and we do all of that for you in a simple way. And in the 2025, we will automate the remaining 25% of the documents. So by the end of next year, we'll be fully automated with that, taking a great complexity in your shipments. I'm very excited about this feature, by the way. Hope you are as well. And also, this is why in the coming months, we will launch a unified online platform that will serve as a single point of contact for all your needs. So you have much easier and quicker customer support in all the aspects of the shipping. And in the rest of the year, we will launch this, by the way, in a few months. And by 2025, we will add onboarding, customs, and origin service to that online collaboration platform. And we're going to do all of this while we'll continue to invest in speed and reliability. We know this is a top priority for us, and also it's a top priority for you, and it's top priority for us. But yeah, obviously, this is a big part of our product. With this, we're going to be investing on the systems that enable us to match capacity and with supply and demand. And I mentioned capacity overbooking coming up for FCL shipments. In 2025, we're going to extend capacity overbooking for all LCL shipments. So by the end of 2025, 100% of our bookings will go through capacity aware systems with a much more accurate promise based on quick confirmation of your of the departure time and a promise that we know that we can meet with high reliability. Now, another important feature I'm very excited is that we are going to launch contract pricing. This is important. Many of you that have sizable and predictable volume has asked us for that, and you will be able to pre-agree that volume and secure that capacity with us based on volume commitments. So we're going to start piloting this in the second part of next year. Our custom teams will continue to do a lot of really interesting things in the custom space. We will continue with the AI investments, using machine models to extract all the required data fields from all your documents, pre-fill all your custom with a suggestion, ask you for validation and corrections if necessary, and even advise you on potential exams and holds based on your shipment profile. This is all being built as we speak and testing, and it's really, really exciting. And an AI chatbot will answer any sort of question regarding HTS, cost, valuation duties, and trade compliance. Plus, our custom team is planning to launch a trade compliance advisory service for those that want to have more insights about how to create more efficiencies with proper customs processes. And to continue the expansion and the great results of AMP 1.0, we're going to launch another placement solution, AMP 2.0. And with this option, you will be able to give us your inventory at origin. And we will use our placement systems to split at origin and send to different Amazon places, all from the origin side, pre-filling all the documents and arrangements with great simplicity. And we believe this is going to help us further reduce costs that we can pass to you. So this is something also that we're very excited about this for the next year. Whew. Okay, how are we doing with time? All right, so just to wrap up, two more things we're going to do. We're going to bring air freight back into our portfolio. We will relaunch AGL Air, starting from China to US, and later in the year from China to Europe. And we will be rolling out new shipping arcs. This was also a very long-standing capability that we need. We're going to be, in the first part of the year, being able to ship from China to Japan. And then in the second part of the year, we're going to be adding Vietnam. But just as important as we do this, we're going to be building all the technology that enable us to launch new arcs much faster. So after you see this first launch, you're going to start seeing a much faster expansion of our arcs for the future. All right, I'm very excited to continue to serve you and to continue to innovate. Behind me, there is a lot of people that work very hard to make this possible, and we are very committed to your success. So now let me pass it back to Nadia. She has a lot of great things to tell you about Amazon Fully Managed Solutions. So thank you.
Hernan, there was so much stuff. So I'm super excited to talk to you a little bit about the Amazon Managed Service option that just launched last week. We started dial-up, so you should be seeing it shortly. This is our managed service, which is able to manage your end-to-end supply chain. It helps optimize your inventory, optimize your cash flow and working capital, and simplify all of the complexity of your supply chain. So, Net, you tell us what you want it to ship and where we should pick it up, and we will handle the rest. It's that simple, and it will be over time too. Our integrated managed services leverage inbound transportation that Hernan talked about. We'll pick it all up in a single shipment, and we'll send it either to an FC or to an AWD center, depending on where the inventory is required. And once it's stored in AWD, if it is, we will replenish it automatically using our auto replenishment algorithms to the right FC closest to your customer. So we announced last year, Supply Chain by Amazon, but over the year, we've been iterating and launching in phases to get feedback, to make improvements, and to complete this integrated solution. So we announced at Accelerate last year. In Q4, we expanded capacity and did significant ops improvements in our AWD warehouse. So we have more capacity this year, and we've improved our inbound and our outbound processing times. So for those of you who used it last year, you'll be able to see an improvement significantly this year. In Q1, we announced our bundled rates. This is where you use Amazon Transportation into AWD, and we offer discounted rates. And then Hernan talked to you about Amazon Managed Placement, an offering under AGL that we've built up from. In Q2, we made significant improvements in our auto replenishment algorithm. So we're smarter about moving your inventory to the right place for your customers at the right time. So just the right amount of inventory, and we've seen improvements on this. And then just last week, we started rolling out, as you'll see, improvements to our Seller Central workflow. So let me take you through a peek at Seller Central, because this is what you're actually going to see if you haven't started already. So you start at the Send to Amazon workflow, which you already know. We've connected on the back end to the Send to AWD workflow so that you can you can do this all from one location in Seller Central. You'll also see at the bottom, there's an AWD eligible badge for your SKUs that are eligible to be sent to AWD. When you advance to step 2, you'll choose where the shipment goes. So you have the same option to manage your splits, manage your placement, and send it directly to the FCs. Or you have this other option, if your shipment is all AWD eligible SKUs and case packs, you have the option to send to AWD. And all of your shipment, all its contents are redirected to the Send to AWD workflow. So in step 3, this is the Send to AWD workflow. You will see a new option, Amazon Managed. This is where when you click that button, we assign a PCP carrier for you. Before the end of the year, you'll also have AGL and send options for your global shipments, but we'll assign a transportation option to you for your end-to-end managed experience. And this is when you will be able to take advantage of the integrated rates, which are 25% off your AWD storage and 15% off your AWD transportation and processing. And then once it's in AWD, we will start routing to the FCs if needed and as needed, and we'll store the rest in AWD. So there's been a number of sellers that have started using this product. And so this particular seller, as you can see, I'm going to look at the graph here. So this seller started using AWD in Q1. Prior to that, this seller, he was sending all of his inventory into a high-cost FC, so where it would cost 78 cents per cubic foot per month. And as you can see in Q1, when he started sending to AWD, this is where his inventory is accumulating. So what you can see is he's getting the benefit of lower cost storage on a greater share of his inventory. And we also did pickup integrated for this seller. And so he was only able to he could just send it all in one shipment, and we will handle where it's stored. And the trend line that you'll see shows the share of his sales where inventory is available very close to customers. And so the data that we also pulled showed that when ASINs or SKUs are available to customers to be able to ship to them same day or same day, it increases the seller's, it has the capability of increasing conversion by 20% versus if that same ASIN was available as a 2-day option. So that's a significant opportunity to increase some of your sales. Overall, the seller also used PCP and so took advantage of lower fees on shipping. And in Q2 alone, the seller saved 18% in storage in Q2. And the same seller going into Q4 will save significantly more because AWD doesn't have peak pricing. It's the same rate all year. So we covered a lot between Hernan and I today. So why don't you come back, Hernan, and we can just do a very quick recap because we are light on time for Q&A. So we talked about Supply Chain by Amazon, which is a set of services that you can use independently or as a collection of service, which includes pickup and transportation, warehousing and distribution, and fulfillment and delivery.
Yeah, and you get to learn a bit about AGL. What do we do? How can we help you? And what we've been improving in the last years and what is just coming around the corner for next year. So a lot of exciting things there. With the message clear is we are committed to continue to improve our supply chain to simplify your business and make it easier. We're going to be a trusted partner. And for that, we need your feedback, your candid feedback, which I know you're very good at that. So please keep it, please keep it coming, you know. But we are very excited about what's coming ahead. And really what we want is just to simply take the burden from the supply chain from you. Just make it as simple as possible in the future. So give us inventory, we do the rest for you in a way that you know that's fast, reliable, cost convenient, and is the best for your business.